Guys, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, my name's Gina and I had VSG surgery on April 25th of 2022. Today we're going to do a Q&A on all the questions you guys asked me here on YouTube and on Instagram. I wanted to thank everyone if they asked a question, so I'm going to try to get to all of them. We'll see how long this video runs. So I'm going to start with the questions here on YouTube and then we'll go to Instagram questions, so stay tuned. Okay, so the first question comes from Mary K. Key. And they asked, how much weight did you lose weekly? So far, it's looking like it's about 2 pounds a week. It's nothing super consistent. Sometimes it's nothing, sometimes it's 2, 1.8. For exact numbers, that is on my Instagram stories, or like in my feed, I think. So if you want to go at gina.vsg on Instagram, it'll tell you exactly how much I've lost each week, but I would say on average it's about 2 pounds. Next is Carlene, and let me turn my sound off. I would like to ask, how many net carbs were you allowed daily? So this is like the newest information that I learned for myself just this past week. So my dietitian says I'm allowed 50 carbs per day, no more than 15 carbs per meal. And I think that's like breakfast, lunch, dinner, and then I get it like a couple extra for like my other snacks and meals and stuff like that. So total 50 a day. So far I found it doable. Before I was going a little bit over, so I'm hoping that the decrease slightly in my carbs will help me lose more each week. Okay, next question is from Bella's mom. She said, I'm in stage pre-op, going to be doing my stress test, liver test, etc. Plus I have a phone appointment next week with my nutritionist, and insurance only needs me to talk to them once to get all the info in like an hour. Just like my psychological appointment was 10 minutes long and he approved me. So is it normal that it's going to be fast before I have surgery? I've heard some people wait like 6 months. So from mine, my first appointment was the beginning of February, and then I had surgery in April. So I think that's pretty quick. The 6-month thing is if your insurance requires you to have 6 months of nutrition classes or check-ins. Mine did not. It doesn't sound like yours does. So I would say that's, without that part of it, it's pretty standard, I think. What was your journey like before surgery? Thanks for all the good advice. Thank you so much. My journey before surgery, trying to lose weight, I had done everything. Weight Watchers, keto, tracking macros, everything under the sun you could think of. And basically I got down to around what I actually weigh now. So I started in January of 2019, and it took me till September to get down to, I started at the same, as it was, I was around 310. And I got down, in September I was 255, and right now I'm 265. So within, 10 pounds maybe in the next month. But I'm only 3 months, and it took me 9 months to lose all that. So I'm a very slow loser, which is fine. If that's what my body decides, it is what it is. But that was like what I was struggling with before surgery, so I'm so glad that I have this now and that it's coming off slowly but surely. Next question, Beauty She Is. You're glowing and beautiful, thank you. I know mentally it's tough, but post-op, how was the mental struggle to get through the liquid stage? Did you crave wanting to eat something, or did you not really have an appetite due to surgery? I would also love to know if it was a struggle to feel energetic after surgery. Thank you for your journey. I appreciate how thoughtful to do a Q&A. Thank you for all of the nice comments. Let's see, how the mental struggle to get through the liquid stage. So pre-op, I didn't find it that hard. But my pre-op was not strict liquids only. I was able to eat some vegetables. Post-op, I had 3 weeks of liquids, 1 week of clears, 2 weeks of full. I would say the clear liquid sucked. By that 6th, 7th day, I was just like, I don't want Jell-O. I don't think I drank chicken broth once. I might have had that Undri powdered chicken once, but once was more than enough. So I was literally just drinking water and diluted apple juice, basically, that whole first week. it was rough, but I was off work, so I was able to kind of just relax, take a nap, um, slowly like do things throughout the day on my phone to pass the time. Recording. Oh, I'm a little burpy. Sorry. Uh, I just finished eating before I did this. Um, Recording little snippets help pass the time, get me through. Um, but I knew it was going to be over, and then in the blink of an eye, now I'm 3 months post-op. So um, it was a struggle, but it wasn't like to where I was like passed out kind of a thing. Like I still felt fine after those first couple days, so it wasn't anything crazy. And then let's see, the other part was struggle to feel energetic after surgery. Yes. Um, I didn't start working out until I think it was 6 weeks post-op. I was not cleared. Obviously, I couldn't lift anything the first couple weeks. I started just by doing the treadmill very slowly. And then once I started, I couldn't get anyone else to do my yard work. I would just like cut half the grass because I would get too winded. Or I would know, the biggest thing for me was when I would bend over to like either do laundry or pull weeds or whatever I had to do, like I would get very lightheaded very fast. So I could only do it in short stints. But eventually, you know, your tolerance builds up. So now I can run on the treadmill. I can cut the whole grass. Like it took a little bit. I would probably say 2 months. I felt normal again, without having that like I need to take a nap. I'm gonna pass out if I keep doing this kind of a thing. So it does take a little bit of time. Your stamina has to build back up because you had like major surgery, but it'll get better eventually. All right, next question is from Lily's gastric bypass journey. All right, there's a lot of questions in this one, so I'll do them one at a time. What was the hardest thing mentally you had to overcome after having your weight loss surgery? I would say that is right now in my journey because I'm not losing as fast as I think I should be, or technically what the doctors have told me, but from everyone else I've seen, I think I'm right on pace. But it's that mentality of like, okay, I did this and it worked a little bit and now it's not working anymore, or it's not working like it should anymore. And like the whole like, okay, well, I'm doing something wrong. I'm eating too much, so I should stop. Like I should not eat as much, and I know that's not the correct thing to do. It's, you know, and I haven't been doing that, thankfully, but just to get through that, like, I have to push through that thought and be like, nope, I have to eat this much. I have to eat every couple hours. That is the hardest part for me, and I'm still working through it. So if I actually figure it out, I'll let you know. Has it been easy to stay on track to eat as suggested? Has there been any hunger or once you eat, do those things go? Sorry, guys. Do those things go away because your stomach is full? I've been fine with eating. I knew going into this kind of what to expect after. Again, I watched a lot of videos, so I kind of knew portion-wise what I should be eating, the kind of things that I'm eating. I haven't really had any cravings per se. Maybe every once in a while I'll crave something sweet, but I have like Built Bars now that I can eat, or I'll just have like a popsicle, something like that to kind of kick the sweet tooth. But yeah, as soon as I'm done eating, say if I was craving something bad for me, like if I wanted McDonald's, I would just go eat. And then once that stomach is full, you do not want anything else. Like I just ate, like I said before I came down here, and I'm not like uncomfortably full, but I could not take another bite of anything. And I didn't even finish my plate. I threw the rest of it out. So when you're full, you're full. And if you overdo it, you will regret it. Let's see. Have I had any issues with dumping? Not that I know of. Not like the true, what I've heard other people, like where you like get diarrhea. I think I have not had that. I did drink a protein shake too fast once, And I did feel a little nauseous, so I don't know if that's true dumping or not. And then the only time I've had to like get something out, I had like these chicken tendery things. They're like barely breaded. I got them from Costco, and I was not paying attention. I was doing other things, and I just ate them too fast, and they sat right here. I tried to walk around and get them down, not having it. They had to come back out, which was not pleasant. It didn't hurt or anything. It was just like, okay, never doing that again. I need to slow down and eat at a normal, slow bariatric speed. Let's see. Are you happy you got the weight loss surgery, and do you feel it's helping you reestablish a healthy relationship with food? Any regrets? Anything you wish you knew before you got the surgery that you know now? I have zero regrets. I do think it's reestablishing a healthy relationship with food because I am not seeking out the bad stuff anymore. I know, oops, sorry, Sharpie hit the camera. I know what my body needs to feel good. I feel great after I eat everything, so I'm not seeking out those bad foods anymore. Because before it wasn't like, I wasn't eating a ton, like quantity-wise was not my issue. It was things I was eating were wrong. So like I would go to McDonald's out, or I would seek out like extra meals basically. And if I had an extra meal, it would be like fast food or something that's totally bad for me. So I guess maybe a little quantity wise, but I wasn't like gorging myself on food before. And obviously can't do that now. So for me, that wasn't the issue. It was just making those healthier choices and knowing that the good foods make me feel better. And that kind of connects all the dots in that way. And then something I know now that I wish I knew before. I know I say this all the time. I was so prepared because I had to know everything about what was going to happen. So I kind of knew what was going on. I guess the only thing that I couldn't like know was how food would feel when I did take an extra bite. Like, it's not anything I've ever experienced before, obviously, because you would eat something and it'd go right to your stomach. Well, when there's no room there, it kind of just sits like right here. So, I mean, I learned pretty quickly what that feels like. And it's not like the most pleasant experience, but it's not awful either. But yeah, there's nothing really crazy that shocked me, I guess you could say, just because I had done so much research. And I'm telling you, watch everything from good to bad to whatever to prepare yourself, because you never know what's going to happen. Like, I knew dumping was a thing. I knew acid reflux was a thing. Anything bad that could be thrown at me, I knew my risks ahead of time, and I was not scared because I knew in the end that this would be most beneficial for me. Okay, sorry for all the jump cuts. Filming a Q&A is harder than I thought. And sorry for all the clickety clacks. Sharpie needs to be. It is like so gloom. Okay, you need to lay down. It is so gloomy and gross out today, and it's pouring, so they are going a little stir crazy in the house. All right, next question is from Natalie. Love the Q&A, so helpful. Did you stall at week 3? If so, how long did it take to break? Are you eating low carb / keto, or making sure you get protein in? All right, we'll do question by question. So, did I stall at week 3? Technically, no. I stalled at week 2. So yes. I think because I had a 10-day pre-op diet that like started, and I dropped, I think 11 pounds in 10 days. So I think that was like the start of my 3 weeks. So I stalled at week 2 for 10 days. Are you eating? I'm eating low carb, and I'm also making sure I get my protein in. I'm really good at getting protein in. I don't have an issue with that. Basically, right when I wake up, I have a protein drink, so I know at least I got 30 in. And usually by like 2 or 3 o'clock, I already have my 60 in, which is like the bare minimum I should be getting. I usually end the day at about 85-ish. Do you find yourself having to weigh 4 to 6 ounces per meal, or do you just eat intuitively? Now, I weigh everything out. I weigh it out. I track it in my phone, because I will. How do I put this? I would probably overeat if I just like gave myself a big bowl, or I would like eat 3 ounces, put it away for a little bit, go back, eat 3 more ounces, and that's more than I need. So I usually weigh myself, depending on what it is, 3 to 4 ounces. I'm not quite at that 6 ounces yet. Like I made egg roll in a bowl in my last video, and that's what I had right before. I portioned myself out 3 ounces, and I ate just shy of that. Like I had a couple more bites left, and I'm like, I'm done. I'm done with that. Okay, and then the last question from YouTube is, did you have gastric reflux prior to your VSG, or do you have it now? I'm curious because a good percentage of people do eventually get GERD after the surgery. So I had known the stats on the acid reflux thing, and I looked it up beforehand just so I was a little bit more informed, and I think from what I read, you either, it stays the same, or there's like a slight chance of you getting it. It was around 30% or something like that. I had the tiniest bit of acid reflux before. I would not take anything for it. It was only when I ate like certain acidic-y foods, like if I had real lemonade or like a weird pasta sauce, every once in a while I would get it. I have not had that experience yet, but I am on Pepcid, like prescription. So basically, for the first 10 weeks, 9 weeks, I think, I would take a Pepcid in the morning and at night. I have now cut that to just one in the morning. And now I'm able to drink, I have like lemonade tea in here. So I have not had any issues. Sometimes maybe I'll feel it a tiny bit if I drink water and then lay down right away. But I don't tend to do that. I did that like once. But I don't think that was true acid reflux. I think it was just the water trying to come back up. But yes, I had it slightly beforehand, but no, I have not had it since. And my surgeon was really good about, because that was one of my questions when choosing VSG versus RNY, because I didn't know how bad the acid reflux had to be for it to like affect me. And he goes, it'll either stay the same or you won't have it at all. I wouldn't worry about it. I said, all right, you're the doctor. Okay, let's go to Instagram questions next. So, all right, small changes. Heather asked, talk to me about fatigue. I'm post-op 3 weeks and still constantly exhausted. So yeah, I touched on this the tiniest bit. I was exhausted for the first 2 months basically. So the first month for sure I would take naps. I would need to rest in between everything. I think I went to the grocery store at like 4 or 5 days post-op and I barely made it around the store once. So it's definitely exhausting, but it will get better. Walk around when you can, when you have the energy, and slowly build that stamina back up. It's Whitney Y'all asked 2 questions. Have you eaten out since VSG? Yes. I've been to Taco Bell a couple times, and I just get a soft taco and I eat the inside. Before I could have vegetables, I would just ask for no lettuce, and it would just be the meat and cheese. And then I went to like a bar place that just has bar food, and I got a hamburger. And I just kind of ate a couple bites, and I didn't get fries. I think I got coleslaw and baked beans as a side, and I just had a couple little bites of that. So nothing crazy. The waitress kind of was looking at me funny. I just asked for a box, and I took the rest home, and the burger lasted me like 3 or 4 meals. So it's very doable. Nothing. I haven't been to like an actual restaurant, so I don't know what that would entail, but just kind of like fast foody places I've been to. And then she also asked, did the doctor give you a goal weight? Yes. So at my very first appointment, he like calculated something on his phone, and I think it was 92 pounds. He goes, if you lose 92 pounds in a year, I will count your surgery as a success. So I have a year to lose 92 pounds. And he goes, it could be more, it could be less, but just based on, if you do everything kind of to the book, this is what you know, I'd be happy with you to lose. So that would still have put me at like 210, 215, I think, or something like that. Um, so obviously my goal weight is 180. I would like to surpass that, but who knows? We'll see the way things are going. And then each time I go see them, they give me a new goal weight, which I have not hit every time I've gone, which is why it makes me nervous that I'm not losing as fast, but I don't know, we'll see. So like the next time I go in August, my paperwork said I should be 252. So I don't know. We'll see if I hit it or not. Let's see. Elena says, "Hi, I'm 2 weeks post-op RNY and 1 more week on the liquid diet. How did you survive this stage?" Yeah, the liquids are hard. Um, the mindset you have to give yourself is that it's only temporary, and you're doing this so that your stitches can heal, because you don't want anything getting in there, getting stuck, getting infected. That was kind of the mindset I went in there when I was like, oh, I could like, my mom was staying with me and she went out and got McDonald's breakfast, and I'm like, can I just smell it, please? Um, but I knew I couldn't have it because I did not want to cause damage or anything like that. It's really the mentalness, because I was not hungry, like, at all. I was just sick of drinking things. Are you playing? Go get Ivy. So yeah, it's just about powering through. It'll get better when you get that first plate of mashed potatoes or whatever you choose. It is glorious. It is delicious. But yeah, if you can, like, if you're, I think on full liquids I was allowed yogurt and like strained cream soups. So take that with a grain of salt. Follow your plan. But if you feel like you need something else, just take it easy, and you'll get into the next stage when you get to the next stage. Alright. Let's say, Lisa asks, what has been the most difficult phase in your VSG journey? Again, I would say now, it's just having the patience, that knowing this will work. This is the hardest part for me. Obviously, the surgery day was rough. First couple days after were pretty rough. But once I got out of the anesthesia and kind of like felt normal and the gas pains were gone, it's kind of been smooth sailing. For me, at least. I know that's not the same for everyone. But just the patience of knowing what I'm doing is right and having the faith that it'll all work out and I didn't do this all for nothing. That's the hardest part mentally right now to get through. Physically, to get through would probably be the pre-op diet, because those first couple days without food, when you have a full stomach, pretty intense. Alright, Alma says, what vitamins do you recommend? I'm overwhelmed looking at all of them to choose. I went through every bariatric thing I could find. Now, I guess it depends if you're newly post-op or a couple weeks or a couple months out. So as far as right after surgery, like the chewable vitamins that you have to take, I hated all of them. Honestly, you can get sample packs of most everything. If you go on their website, usually they have like a free sample pack, or it's a couple dollars to just get a couple pills to try. The only ones that I could slightly tolerate were the berry melts. But I was getting to the point at that time where I was like, it's not worth for me to buy a full bottle. Like, I'm not going to spend $30 on a bottle when I only have 2 weeks left to take them. So I just opted for the Flintstones vitamins, just to get in something. And it had most of what I needed. So that, and it's the Flintstones vitamins plus iron. I would take 2.5 of them. Because my book, I don't know where it is. My book from my surgeon, like, gave what should be in your vitamins, so I would check against the Flintstones to the book to make sure I was getting everything. So 2.5 met all my needs. And then I tried the Purity chewables. Disgusting. There was another one. The berry melts were fine. I can't remember the name of it. But all the chewable ones are gross. But after 6 weeks, you could switch, which I did as soon as they let me. I am taking the ProCare Health 1 a day. It's literally 1 a day. It's easy. I don't have to think about it. I do have to take it with food, so I will eat normally half of my breakfast, wait a minute, take the pill with the tiniest swig of water, and then continue eating. Just because one time I took it on an empty stomach, not a good idea. So that's like my main thing. Everything else I take, I don't have it down here, is like additional. So biotin, I take a CoQ10, I take my Pepsid, and then noon and night I take my calcium chew. And those are bariatric advantage. In my opinion, raspberry chocolate are the best two flavors. And then I take another biotin at night, and then before I go to bed I take some fiber gummies. But throwing out all the stuff that I add in, all you really need is the one a day and the calcium chews, really, if you had to pare it down. So those would be the two things I would recommend. Everything else is kind of like extra bonusy stuff for my hair, skin, nails, acid reflux if I ever get it, or to, you know, prevent it. So hope that helped. I think I have the one a days linked in my Amazon store. I'll put it down below. How quickly did you, okay, this is Carrie, I think. How quickly did you adjust post-op? I am getting VSG soon and feel unprepared. Girl, watch all the videos you can so you know what's coming, what to look out for, all that kind of stuff. I know I've said it 1,000 bazillion times, and I think I've already said it once. I started researching VSG, I think it was 2019, when I was like losing weight on my own. Because I remember looking it up while I was at work, and I haven't been in the building in like 2 years. So I know it was 2019 at some point, looking to see if my insurance covered it, and they did. But then I was still like, no, I can do it on my own. Spoiler alert, I couldn't. And I kind of looked at it once and I was like, okay, that's good enough for me. And then 2020 came, we all know what happened. I gained everything I lost back. And then 2021, and I think it was around August of 2021, I was like, I need to do something. I'm so uncomfortable. I'm getting bigger. Something has to happen, right? So I looked at it again. Insurance was still covered it, thankfully. And from that point, I think it was August, I started watching anything I could. Seminars, what I eat in a day, surgery day vlogs, anything I could find. You're interrupting. Anything I could find, VSG related, I watched. And this is why I make these videos, to kind of help those in 2022 who are starting, because everything I watched was, I think, pretty old. It was like 2019, and they would have the, you know, the Gene Pro and the, like, all these old things that they don't make anymore. So I wanted to like do an updated version for everyone now who's like looking into the surgery, basically. So I forgot the question. I just went off on a tangent. Hang on. How quickly did I adjust post-op? Pretty quickly. Those first like 3 days were pretty rough, but once you kind of get over the pain and everything kind of like settles down and all that water weight comes off, you start to feel normal pretty quickly. It's just the exhaustion kind of can kick your butt a little bit, but by week 2 I was back to work. It was all good. But good luck. Let me know how it goes. Next question, Janelle says, what is the one thing you wish you would have been more prepared for post-op? That head hunger is real. And I know I'm only 3 months out, so I'm not like super qualified, you know, I'm not an expert by any means, but yeah, you just have to tell your head that your stomach is not hungry. And sometimes that's hard to do. Even now, like yesterday was really the first day I like wasn't physically hungry, but my head was like, we should get a snack. And I'm like, no, I don't need a snack. So what I do, and my bariatric bestie knows, when I do this, I go, kitchen's closed, lights off, I'm out of there, I'm not going back. and I go like, I don't lock myself in my room. I go upstairs because I know that the kitchen's not very far from my room, but just that closed door barrier is like, I'm done. I'm not going back down. I have my water with me. That is all I need for the rest of the night. Kitchen's closed. I'm done. So it's the mental part that is the hardest. I think I've done okay so far. Granted, this past week has been a little rough, but I'm powering through. I know the end goal. Just gotta get through the hard stuff and then reap the rewards at the end. But yes, definitely be prepared for your head to tell you you're hungry when you're not. All right, next question is from Devin. I know you've had some stalls. How do you deal with it mentally? I'm on day 14. Yes, stalls kick my butt too. I've only stalled twice. So one was at the 2-week mark, and then I think it was 6 or 7 weeks, I stalled again for another week. There's a really good video that explains the stall, at least the 3-week stall, which I will find and put below. But that has to do with surgery and how your body's trying to like restore all these balances. So the first stall I was fine because I knew it was coming and I knew what my body was doing to kind of like make up for the major surgery and everything I had dropped. The second stall was annoying. But I guess I knew it was serving a purpose. Basically, I just have to put my scale away. If the scale doesn't move for like 2 or 3 days, I literally just have to like get it out of the bathroom so I don't step on it. So I would do that for like a day. It doesn't last long. Just because I know being obsessed with the scale is not great. It is my bad habit, but it'll get through. Your body's just working itself out. Don't worry about it. Once you're like where I'm at, like 3, 4, 5 months-ish, my doctor did say if I do stall for more than a week now, it could be due to my diet and what I'm choosing to eat. So if I did stall again, not losing slowly is fine, but if I don't lose anything for a week or more, I need to contact them to see, they need to look at my diet and stuff like that. So you'll get through it, don't worry. All right, and the last question is from Kieran. Is there anything you wish you'd done differently? I'm having VSG on the 18th and I'm nervous. Don't be nervous. As a person with crazy high anxiety, you'll be fine. What was the question? I'm so bad at this. If you've made it this far, thank you. Anything wish I had done differently? I know most people say I wish they had started this process sooner. That is true to an extent. I wish I had tried to do it on my own a little bit sooner before this whole surgery, just so I didn't have to lose as much with the surgery. Because like my starting weight was 310 and my starting surgery it was 306. So like I really didn't try all that hard the first part of the year. I wish I would have. Even if I had lost another 10 pounds, it would have helped, I'd be 10 pounds lower now. Logically, maybe, I don't know. As far as pre-surgery, that's what I would have done differently. I love where I went. I love my doctor, so I wouldn't have changed any of that. So I don't think I would have done anything differently, really. You just gotta stay on course and know it'll be worth it in the end. All right, that is all the questions for today. Thank you so much for everyone who submitted a question. I hoped I answered them, kind of. I know I rambled for a bit there, but if you have any more questions, feel free to leave them below or send me a DM. I'm always on Instagram at gina.vsg. But I hope this helped and maybe ease some fears. It's not all bad, but it's not, I said in my post today, it's not always rainbows and butterflies, especially mentally. But I just know at the end of the line, it'll be worth it once I get all this weight off me. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye. Do you two want to say goodbye? Do you want to say, Ivy? Ooh. You want to say goodbye to our friends? No? You just gonna stand there and look cute? Okay, what about you? Sharpie, get back. You're too close. You want to say goodbye? No? Okay, bye guys.